Good morning, high school. It is Monday, December 6th. We are on our second last week of the semester. And for the first time in quite a long time, our halls aren't feeling quite so empty. As restrictions have been lessened out here in Kinta, we've been able to do more things on campus, and that has been exciting recently. We had our staff banquet on the elementary court for Christmas last weekend. We had people here for the well for a Christmas party. There are people playing sports on campus. It's feeling more like life is returning to this place. And in expectation of even more life returning in the near future, there are signs. Signs and signs and signs everywhere. We've had people legitimately ask us, why are you putting all this effort into trying to get back on campus? Why are you trying to get students in classrooms again? We've figured this distance learning thing out. We've been doing it for pushing 2 years at this point. Everyone's kind of in a rhythm, and we know it's not the best, but at least it's something that we know, something that at this point we're mostly comfortable with. So why try? Why not just stick doing this for the foreseeable future? One of the big reasons that we are working so hard to get students' bodies back on campus is one of the reasons that we celebrate Christmas in the first place. It's that you and me and all of us, we are bodied creatures. We're not brains in a jar. We're not souls floating in an ether. We have physical bodies, and those physical bodies matter. When God made us, He didn't have to give us bodies at all. It was an option, but He chose to. He chose to give us physical bodies that needed to eat, needed to sleep, could reproduce, could interact with the things in this world. That was how He made us, and how He wanted to make us. And when He did make us that way, He said, that's very good. And part of the message of Christmas is that Jesus Himself, God incarnate, took a body. The God who made the universe, who sustains everything and keeps things spinning and in motion, took a physical body, the same kind that we got. There was a debate in the early church about whether Jesus had an actual body, and people who came to be called Docetists said no, He didn't. It just seemed like He had a body. There's no way the God of the universe could have been contained in a physical meat sack that walked around and interacted with people. They just didn't think that was possible. But Jesus Himself seems to go out of His way to make it clear that His body matters and that His body was real. He was continually eating with people. He was walking around places when He didn't have to walk. He was interacting with things, touching people, healing people with spit and mud in their eyes, having someone inviting them to touch His hands and His side after His resurrection, so people would know that His physical body was real. When they questioned Him after His resurrection about that, just to make sure that even now, is your body still real? He ate in front of them and shoved food in His meat hole to let them know, I am real. I am physical. My body is a real thing. God valued your body when He made us in the beginning in Genesis. Jesus valued His body and our bodies when He became flesh and took on a body at Christmas time. And we as a school in that tradition value your bodies. You are physical beings, and we want you on campus. That's why we put a lot of effort into doing things like providing sports, opening up campus for interactions when we've been allowed, because we want to do more than just pump information and knowledge into your brains. We want to care for your whole person, and that includes your body. And because of that, because you are a bodied person, a bodied self, we want your bodies back on campus with our bodies. So we will continue to do what we can to get your bodies here. We want you back with us. We want to share this space with you again, and we're putting efforts into doing that. Because of that, I'm even back to wearing collared shirts these days. My body is one of the coolest things that God gave me, and I appreciate it so much, even when my knees hurt and it's not as young as it used to be. But I hope that you also appreciate your bodies and are taking care of them, and we are looking forward to having them back with us here on campus as soon as we possibly can. In the meantime, remember that we celebrate Christmas. Christmas is meaningful because Jesus, God incarnate, God of the universe, the creator and sustainer of everything that is, came to this world and took on a body so that he could walk around with all of us other bodies and show us what it's like to have real life. Remember that this Christmas. Celebrate that this Christmas. This means something. Your flesh, your body, it's meaningful and it's loved by God. We want your bodies back here. We're looking forward to having you in classrooms again. It's looking closer and closer as the weeks go by. But until it actually happens, stay safe, stay sane. Making me all self-conscious, like creeping in the back.